Okay guys, we back on my sister's 2006 Cadillac CTS with the 2.8. Last video we did a tune-up on it because it had a code PO 304, had a misfire on cylinder number 4, and it's still running rough. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some swaptronics. We're going to swap the coil pack from number 4 to number 6 and see if that code changes to a 306. And if that does that, we know it's the coil that's bad. So right now I'm just checking, see we've got the same PO 304 code here. So let's go outside and start changing that coil to number 6 cylinder. Okay guys, we just let you know we outside of my house here, so we're gonna hear cars going by and the birds chirping. So hopefully you can still hear me fine. We're gonna go ahead and take this cover off. So to do that, we gotta take the oil cap off, and this should just pop up out the way. Okay, over here, this side is cylinder number 246, and on the other side is 135. So what we're going to try to do today is move this coil, number 4 coil, to the number 6 to see if that code changes. That's the easiest way that I know of to see if a coil is bad, because I don't know any other way without a scan tool and all that good stuff to see if it's a coil bad. But what we call a swaptronics, we'll swap electronics to a different cylinder and see if it changes over to a different cylinder, that code. So let's get my 10mm. Well, we're gonna put the cap back on the oil thing for nothing falls down in the oil. And we're just gonna try to move some of this stuff out the way before we can get to what we need to get to without having to take off a whole bunch of stuff. So this is a 10mm nut that's holding this coil down. You don't want to do that. Glad it hit the ground. Now that I got that back, we just want to go ahead and loosen that up. So after we get this out, you know, that code probably not going to jump to the other cylinder right away. You're going to have to drive it around a little bit, and that way we can see if it'll switch. But I'm kind of thinking it's this coil, because like I said, we changed the spark plugs, and it's nothing else in there as long as it's a problem with the actual cylinder, which could be a possibility, because we did have oil in this number 4 cylinder on the spark plug. Let's see if we can get some more stuff out the way. Okay, we got the coil out, and we're just going to try to get these tricky connectors off here. Okay, what I did was they got a little, I have to show it to once I get it off. Okay, that's the number 4 coil. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my Sharpie and I'm gonna write number 4 on top of that. That way I know that's the number that came off the number 4. Okay, I got the Sharpie here. Like I said, on the top, I'm just gonna put a 4 on top of it for, we'll know that came from number 4. But on this clip, it's got 2 little things that you push in here, 2 little clips that's holding it out from going in. And you probably can't see this well because my hands are probably in the way. But I had to pull those 2 tabs and push in at the same time. And it pushed that, you can pull it in, pull it out like that. So it's kind of tricky, but it shouldn't be too terribly rough on you. So we're gonna move and get the number 6 coil out. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna take the the 10mm bolt off. We're not gonna try to drop it this time. Okay, that is the number 6. So we're gonna go ahead and write number 6 on it before we take it anywhere. Now we're gonna try to get this clips off of this one. Like I said, it's kind of difficult to hold it and push the tabs in. Okay. You have to be gentle with these connectors because you don't know how brittle they are or anything like that, so you don't want to break them. You know, this is still a Cadillac and they probably still want Cadillac money for the part. So what we're gonna do is just switch over number 6 to the number 4 cylinder. Just make sure this connector is gonna go on right. I'm just looking to see, because this connector and this clip here, just make sure I don't put it up there up on that upside down, because this one is sitting in there like that and it's got the writing on the top and it's nothing on the bottom. So I'm gonna make sure I put this one on the same way. Keep the writing on the top. Make sure it's in there good. Press the clip back in and we're just gonna, first off, we're gonna just try to look and see. We got oil around that plug again. So I don't know if that plug is fouled or what, but we're gonna go ahead and switch it out anyway. Just do our test. Now once you push it back in, you want to try to get the bolt started by hand where you don't cross thread it, and you got to wiggle it in there and make sure it's in the right hole. And because right now it's not in the hole. I'm trying to keep my head out the way. Now once we got it in by hand for us, we can get it. We just want to snug it up. Don't try to over tighten it because you'll crack this piece on this coil, and that coil won't stay down in there good. You'll have to buy another coil. We don't want to buy another one before we figure out if the coil is bad or not. So here we go. So we switch number 4 to number 6. If I can get it to go down in there. Alright, I got that in snug down. We want to put the hoses back so we don't get a unwanted cold. And just look around and make sure you didn't knock anything off, any hoses or anything like that that'll give you a false cold. And just to let you know, in the other videos we had problem with oil being in the breather housing here. I'm kind of tempted to look and see if it's oil in there now, but I kind of want to just go ahead and drive around and see, do a test drive, see if that code is switched. So we're gonna leave the cap off, the top off here, and do our test, because we probably have to take it off again if the coil bad, to switch the coil off. So let's go do a test drive, but first we're gonna go inside and erase the code, so we know that we're having no codes in there right now, and that way if the new code pops up, we'll know it's not an old code that was left in there. Okay, we're back inside. We're gonna erase this code, and we're gonna start from new. So let's go down to erase codes. They asked me, are you sure? I said yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's been erased. So we're gonna go back and make sure that code is gone right now. Okay, this vehicle has no false code. Okay, so let's drive it around and see what we can, if we can get that code to switch over to the 6-cylinder. All right, guys, we did a drive to the parts store. Just got some oil to change the oil in my truck, and we did get the engine light to come back on. So we're gonna try to go ahead and read these codes again. Let me go back to the start menu here on my scanner. Okay, just wanted to make sure it's at the beginning. Yeah, it's running real rough. Sputs and putting and spitter and spits and all that kind of stuff. Just sometimes, but most time it's riding pretty smooth. And you know, you stop at a stoplight and start back up, it struggles to get going. So hopefully this code switched. See, it switched over to the PO 306. So now it's on the number 6-cylinder, which it was on the number 4-cylinder. So to me, that lets me know that coil is bad. So we're looking at the number 6-cylinder right now. So I'm gonna go get a coil. I was just at the parts store, but the light wasn't on at the parts store. It was on the way back. So I'm gonna jump in my truck and go get a coil and see if we run any better. Okay, now that we determined that it was a bad coil, I went to the parts store and got us a new coil. That's the part number, and we're just gonna take out the old coil, which is on number 6 now, and replace it with the new one, and hopefully this coil run a lot better after doing that. So let me take this coil off and see if we can't get it replaced real quick. I kind of figured that what it was when we first did that tune-up on the number 4 cylinder, had all that oil in it, making me think it wasn't firing at all. So we're just gonna remove this out the way before we don't break it. Like I said, this should be just a simple swap. I'm getting good at those clips. So we got the old one off, we're gonna put the new one on. And we should be able to just put it down in there. We should be done with that swap. You know, that's simple as that. But that's some things that you could do at home without taking it to the shop. That coil was like $62 at Advance Auto. So it, you know, I'm pretty sure the shop would at least charge you an hour, which most of them are anywhere from $65 to $85 to $95 an hour. And you know, it took us a little, you know, a couple of minutes just to switch this out and change it and do our tests. But you at least have to have a scan tool to determine that. But the problem would be if it was this number 1 coil, you would have to take off this intake to get to that number 1 coil, because you can't get it off and on the bottom of that. That would be the only problem. On the other side here, you know, you got some fuel rail stuffs anyway, but thank God it's on this side, on the even side. It's not that big of a deal. But like I said, we had to take this off, which we did in the tune-up. It's not a terribly job, but you know, it's going to take you an hour or so just to get this off and up enough to get to this coil. So we got that switched out. Gonna put this hose back in here, make sure we don't want to set any other trouble codes. So now we can go ahead and put the top back on. Like I said, you got to take the oil cap off and place the top cover on. And just put the oil cap on. And that should be it. We're going to take it for a test drive. I am going to check this, let you guys see here, this air cleaner part that goes to the air cleaner. Last time we did the tune-up, this had about an ounce of oil in the bottom of it, and I'm pretty sure that was from that number 4 coil not firing and that oil just passing through the intake valve. So I'm going to take this off and make sure there's no oil in here. If it is, I'm just going to clean it out, and that way we have a fresh start with everything. So I'm going to do all that. We're going to take it for a test drive, and I'll come back and let you guys know how it ran. Okay guys, the Cadillac is fixed. It was just the coil pack on that number 4 cylinder was bad, so we got a new one, got that switched out, and it's running fine. I already gave it back to my sister. She's happy. So we're gonna move to the next project. I'm just changing oil in my 2007 Suburban. The little black Honda in the back of me right here behind me is my wife's deal, and something's wrong with the transmission. It's want to skip and carry on and do all that stuff, but we don't know exactly what's wrong with that just yet. And I got a 2000 Suburban over there that won't start. I think some chipmunks or something had done ate through some of my fuel pump wire, so I'm gonna be getting on that here soon too. But just want to thank you guys for watching, and leave in the comments something you want to see. If I can find somebody's got that problem, maybe we can help them out and try to fix it. Well, other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like I said, every now and then I have to fix something, and I try to take most of it. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'm out.